Joining us now is on Megacast is the Chief of Staff at one of our favorite Michigan destinations for fun and for learning, the Michigan Science Center. Andrea Harp is with us now on the Megacast. Andrea, thank you for being with us today.
Hi, Tyler. It's great to be with you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Doing really well.
Great. We appreciate having you on the program. So let's start off with, you began the Michigan Science Center in 2019, then as their community partnership manager for their STEMinista project. Can you tell us about that project that helped get local girls into science in the local area through the Michigan Science Center?
Yes, absolutely. So the STEMinista project is definitely one of our staple programs that we're really proud of. The program is dedicated to middle school girls that are in 4th through 8th grade and really committed to getting them high quality STEM opportunities. Together, we partner with corporations and local STEM role models who also help to mentor those young ladies and really just support them and inspire them and uplift them in whatever ways that they can. And so through that project, we hope that girls just become more exposed to the opportunities that STEM has to offer them. We're not necessarily trying to push them in one direction or the other. It's just really about exposure and showing them the opportunities that exist for them. And so, I started out as the community partnership manager, just making connections for that program and really proud of where it's gone thus far.
So it's still ongoing, that program right now?
Yes, absolutely. The project is about 5 years old. And to date, last year, we were actually able to take the program statewide. So we had 12 STEMinista ambassadors that represented various counties and regions across the state of Michigan. And they were able to do amazing things in capstone projects and working with their mentors. And it was awesome to see them graduate and complete their cohort. And now they are considered, again, ambassadors. We're hoping that they'll go out and share with their friends and teachers and anyone else in their community how important STEM has become to them, and hopefully share that message and continue to thrive in their communities.
We're joined by Andrea Harp on the Michigan Megacast. She is the Chief of Staff as well as the Director of Culture and Community at the Michigan Science Center, joining us on the program today. More information on the Michigan Science Center and all of their programs, including the STEMinista program, can be found on the Michigan Science Center's website, mi-sci.org. That's mi-sci.org for more information. And so now your duties at the Michigan Science Center have expanded a little bit. You've gone from that role that you began in 2019 to now the Chief of Staff and the Director of Culture and Community at the Science Center. Tell us about that role and how your previous role at the Michigan Science Center helped you really to expand into this current role.
Yeah, it's definitely been an amazing journey, Tyler, to say the least. I think that a lot of times in careers, we don't always know the direction that we're going to go in. I certainly have always kind of known maybe the destination and that I wanted to be supporting the community. And so when I came to the Michigan Science Center, my only goal was to continue making an impact. And so through my work as the community partnership manager in the STEMinista project and just continuing to try to work with all of my colleagues in a very collaborative way, the opportunity opened up for me to be promoted into the Director of Culture and Community. And that was really an expansion of kind of what I was already doing in building a bridge between what we do at the Michigan Science Center to what's happening in the community. I think it's really important to keep our finger on the pulse of what's happening, of course, outside of our organization, because that informs us on what the community needs from us and how we can best serve them. And so in my role as Director of Culture and Community, I also support our workplace culture. And so that's, of course, really helping to make sure that the Michigan Science Center is a really welcoming and inclusive place for all of our employees and staff. And so from that role was also kind of born the chief of staff role, which supports the Office of the President and CEO, Dr. Christian Greer, who I know that you know very well, Tyler. He's been on the Megacast a couple of times. And so I support his work directly by making sure that I help to execute his agenda by working very collaboratively with our entire team and just making sure everybody's on the same page. So it's a pretty cool job. I'm really proud to have it and proud to keep our work going.
So, Andrea, every year the Michigan Chronicle releases their 40 Under 40 Awards that recognizes local Black young professionals impacting all sectors of the greater Detroit area and economy. Last week, you were recognized as one of those 40 Under 40 for 2022 as one of their honorees. Can you talk about the recognition and what it means to you, and also how you found out from the Michigan Chronicle that you were going to be on their 40 Under 40?
Yeah, absolutely. The funny thing, I got an email and it came to my Gmail. It's really funny. In this day and age, there's all this spam and kind of junk mail that comes. And so, there's tons of things in your subject line that say congratulations. So when I saw the congratulatory message in the subject line, I definitely had to pause and to make sure that it was legitimate. And then when I took a few moments to read through the entire email, I realized that, oh my gosh, holy smokes, I've been nominated in a 40 Under 40 honoree for the Michigan Chronicle. So it's something that is really, really meaningful. I think there's something really powerful when you can be recognized by your own community. And so many of my peers are on that list that I know and love and respect all of their work. And so to even be mentioned amongst those folks is incredibly important. And I think for me on a personal level, it really was I think confirmation of just, I spoke about not always knowing the right direction when you're in the middle of your career or at the beginning of your career, sometime at the end of the career, trying to figure out, have I made the right decisions? Am I going in the right direction? And I think it was just, a nice check mark to say, yep, you're heading in the right direction and keep doing more of what you're doing, which has always been serving the community. And so I'm so honored and so grateful and just really, really privileged to be able to share that moment with my family, my friends, my husband, my daughter, who is 11 and definitely can use examples like so many of the other honorees that are on that list of what powerful men and women can be and how impactful they can be in their communities. So
Andrea,
excited.
Please continue. Andrea, so as you mentioned that, what about receiving this award, or how does it manifest as special to you personally, but also in validating the work that you do, but also how does it feel for you knowing that you are one of those people on that list? That you mentioned your 11-year-old daughter seeing these other people that are on the 40 Under 40 list and having those role models, but also knowing that you may be a similar form of a role model as that for other people and other young people in the local community.
I will say it's a little heavy to a certain degree, right? When people start looking at you a little bit with a little bit more scrutiny, maybe. But I will say it's such a privilege. It's an honor, right, to be named on that list and to know that my work is something that has been recognized, because it's something that I hold with such high esteem and with such pride, if you will. And so for me, I think that it's just, it's a great opportunity for me to continue doing what I've always done. I've always tried to make myself available for mentoring and coaching folks that are coming up behind me and alongside of me. I've always wanted to be a resource to share, of course, my personal journey, but my professional journey as well. And so to be on that list list and to be recognized in this way, I think just strengthens my platform in a lot of ways and gives me more opportunity to continue work like that. Because I think we all need someone, right? We all need a resource. We all need someone who we can bounce an idea off of or have a little bit of thought partnership with. And I think that opportunities like being on this list and being honored in this way creates more space for folks like myself to continue that kind of work as well.
We're joined by Andrea Harp on the Michigan Megacast. She is the Chief of Staff and the Director for Culture and Community at the Michigan Science Center, joining us on today's program. More information on what's being done in the Culture and Community Department, as well as their other programs at the Michigan Science Center, can be found on the Michigan Science Center's website, mi-sci.org. Again, that is mi-sci.org. And Andrea, at this moment, what are some of the other programs or initiatives that you and your team are working on to, as you said, get out into the community and kind of gauge the pulse of the community and incorporate that then into Michigan Science Center programs and exhibits?
Absolutely. So in addition to all of the amazing things that are happening right inside of our building, I'm really pleased and proud to be getting ready to launch our young professional advisory group, if you will. It's one of those opportunities where we can connect with younger professionals that are from Detroit or working in the Metro Detroit area as a way to connect to them and find out, how the Science Center may have impacted them and how they can continue to support us. And so we are looking at industry professionals from several fields, and we're really excited to be launching that opportunity as, again, yet another bridge between the work that we do and what's happening outside of our four walls, if you will. And together with those professionals, we hope to infuse the Science Center with more ideas, some more fresh voices, and folks that can, of course, bring their network and their resources to what we already have going on. I think collective impact is so powerful. And when we can partner and collaborate and co-create things with folks that are outside of our organization and want to support what we're doing, we can do some really powerful things. So we're hoping that with a connection to these young professionals, we're hoping to relaunch some of our activities here at the Science Center that focus on our adult audience. That's one of the things that, sometimes people see us just as an extremely family-friendly venue, which we absolutely are. But we want to make sure that everyone sees us as a resource and that people know that we are putting everyone at the center of science, regardless of their age. And so we're excited to launch that project and hopefully getting those folks in our building soon and hearing some of their amazing ideas and, of course, putting them to work.
Andrea, we appreciate your time. Thank you for being with us today. Before we let you go, we've got another minute or so before we'll have to say goodbye. Anything else we haven't talked about today or anything else that you'd like to say or mention that's coming up at the Michigan Science Center?
I want to wrap up by just saying that if you haven't heard, we have our Popnology traveling exhibit, which is still here until I believe August 11th of next month. And so we are just inviting everybody to come out and see it. You can, of course, get information on our website, but that exhibit is fantastic. It's so cool. If you love movies and are really into sci-fi, and even if you're not, I think there's something for everyone, everything from the VR experience to seeing the replica of the DeLorean, which is absolutely my favorite part. I think you got to come down and check it out before it travels to the next site. So other than that, we're excited to welcome anybody who wants to come in our space and check out what we have going on.
Andrea, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the invitation.